What's going on, everybody? This is Derek with Fat Planet LP, and welcome to a special edition for Beasts of Prey. We're going to be discussing some hotfixes, we're going to be discussing known bugs in the game, and we're also going to be discussing some ideas that myself and my team, and even some of the community members have come up with. I have browsed through the forums, and I've picked a lot of ideas that people had. We had some ideas of our own. We've also researched a lot of the bugs, the developers' comments. Everything's going to be included in this video. Now, just as a disclaimer, just to let you guys know, I'm in no way trying to promote anybody or make anybody seem better than anybody else, or if there's any hurt or anything like that, that's just not intended, especially when it comes to the actual ideas section. I do have some people's names that I've written down that I pulled ideas from your posts. I haven't written down everything that you talked about because some of you guys actually had a lot of ideas that has also been mentioned in other posts. And there's been a lot of ideas that we discussed and come up with and discovered you guys had the same ideas as well. So we're not name dropping or anything like that. So if I do mention a name and, that's just because you were the first person that I seen mention that idea. Okay. So please keep that in mind. We're not trying to play any type of favoritisms or anything here. First and foremost, I am going to say that we strongly support the Beasts of Prey. We strongly support the dev team. We think they are a very awesome team. They are very active in the forums. They are very active, in the community. They're pushing out updates and hotfixes. And I mean, they're more communicative and visible than pretty much any other dev that I've actually ever seen. Okay, there's a lot of controversy when this game was actually released. A lot of people complaining about bugs and everything else. What people have to understand, and I'm not pointing any fingers, I'm not pinpointing whatsoever, but what people need to understand is this is an alpha game. It was literally released for 2 hours, and the forums were filled with people complaining about the game and how this feature didn't work and how that feature didn't work, even when the devs already posted that those features were disabled due to it being first release and them wanting to test the servers out. So please do your research. Please read through the forums. And, before you make any post and complain and stuff, make sure that you have an active and valid complaint. Right now, the forums are just filled with people hating on this game. Now, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm not saying you don't have a reason not to hate it. I mean, everybody's welcome to form their own opinions. But try to keep an open mind. This is a very active development team. They obviously care for this game. It shows. Any concerns that people have for it, they're immediately getting it fixed. At least they're trying their absolute best. Now, there are other titles, which will remain nameless, but you know what I'm talking about, that have been recently released where you don't even know who the dev team is. The dev team doesn't even talk to anybody on the forums. You have to get news from third parties. People just like you and me are delivering the news through Twitter or anything else. And there are some devs out there that made games that are almost similar to this that they don't even talk, period. It's the third-party company that they hired to help them is the ones that are actually talking to another third party to deliver any types of updates and news. So I'm very thankful that these devs are very much part of the community and they're talking and they're addressing issues. So please keep that in mind. Okay. This game has so much potential to be an awesome, awesome release on Steam, but it needs your help. Okay. It needs your help. So wait around for a little bit. If you're not 100% sure about the game, if you're not comfortable with early access, then wait until the features you want are implemented before you purchase. Okay? With that stuff aside, let's go ahead and jump into what we're really here for. We're here to talk about some hotfixes, some known issues with the game, and also some ideas that the devs have pulled together, that we've pulled together, and that you've pulled together. Let me do some introductions here, and I will select everybody here on my screen. The first person I have shown here, this is RenTechPad, aka Pam. Very big part of my channel. one of the owners of fiberservers.com. She is currently a tester for the Fun Pimps, which are the creators of 7 Days to Die. A very smart, educated, and wonderful woman. How you doing, Pam?
Doing good.
Good. The next person I have in line here does not have her webcam up, but that doesn't make her any less special. Very dear, close personal friend of mine, a very big part of the Fat Planet LP channel, and this is Jasmine, a.k.a. Emerald Stars. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing awesome.
That's great. Next person in line here, this really handsome stud of a man that you see staring at you with his headset and his very messy desk, but we just pretend you don't see it. Let's not say anything. He's very sensitive about that. Dread Pirate Duo, a.k.a. Darren. He's a very big part of this channel. Very smart man, knows his stuff, knows a lot of things about servers and computers and networks and security and, just about everything. He's the type of guy that you really don't want to upset. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, but I have a lot of patience, so don't worry.
You think I'm misrepresenting you a little bit? All right, and the next person in line that we have here, this guy, I don't know really what to say about this guy here. There's really not much to say. Let's go ahead and move on. No, I'm kidding. This is my good buddy, big part of the channel. This is Baron, a.k.a. Dark Ritual 11111111117. I probably added a few ones in there. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Great, man.
Great. A lot of you might actually recognize Baron. He was talking with me when we were showcasing the See No Evil game. His cousin is pretty much the lead developer of the game, so we were talking about that for a little bit. So that's who this guy is, this sexy beast here. So let's go ahead and move on to me, and let's talk about some stuff. Now, there has been a recent hotfix that came out. It was around midnight. It was June 6th for some people, June 7th for the others. And here's some of the stuff they fixed. Now, a lot of people were complaining because you couldn't really craft any weapons except for the pistol. Well, that has actually been fixed. You can now craft weapons in the workbench, okay? Another thing is servers will delete structures placed close to spawn automatically. The devs said that they have no idea how we circumvented placing objects at spawns right now, so this will be the best approach. Another fix that came out is dinosaur spawns on private servers were accidentally disabled. They fixed that. So now people running the private servers, or aka your solo game experience, you now have dinosaurs on your game. And that's something we did notice the other day. There are some other hotfixes that will be coming out, obviously, in the future. I mean, they are really working hard on this game. The ones that I currently know about, and feel free to add in the comments of any other hotfixes that you are aware of as well that I haven't mentioned. But one of the major things that devs have talked about, and it's their highest priority right now, is the FPS lag spikes. A lot of people experiencing lag spikes, especially on the main server. Now, I don't know how big of an impact this has on private servers. I myself haven't really witnessed any lag spikes, but I play on a private server. I will admit I have not been on the main server just yet. I think I will, just to test it out, so that way on my next update I can be a little bit more informed about how the structure and everything is on the main server. But that is something they are getting addressed. So the next hotfix that come out will hopefully help some of those FPS lag spikes that you guys are mainly complaining about. Also, the flags falling off of the pole. That's another issue that they are aware of, that they are hopefully going to be getting fixed on the next hotfix itself. So they are listening, guys. They do see the posts. They are aware of the bugs. They are responding. So these fixes are coming out. All right. Now, some of the biggest known issues right now, okay, I will probably leave a lot. There's a ton. There is currently, it's the #1 pinned post on the forums right now, and that's the known bugs and issues. What we're going to discuss is some of the biggest issues that are probably causing the game to get bad reviews right now. And a lot of you are probably going to agree with this list. Some of you may not, okay? This is our own personal opinions, okay? We're not representing anybody here. We're just putting this in our own personal opinions, okay? And any of my team is welcome to speak up if you know of anything else or if you want to add on to anything that I'm saying. Now, one of the biggest issues, and these are in no particular order also. The first issue that people are complaining about that seems to be pretty broad amongst all the posts is the clipping through structures. Okay, a lot of people have noticed is that you can clip through your concrete walls. You can clip through certain trees. You can clip through a lot of objects in the game right now. There's also the issues of being able to grab loot through other people's houses. You can actually open somebody's safe and grab their loot out of there, or if they didn't place their furnace correctly in the house, you can do that as well. Such as also you can like go through other people's doors. You can open them and stuff. So these are issues that are bothering a lot of people, and I can't say that I blame you. That is a big issue. You take a lot of time to build a base, especially your big concrete walls. You think you're going to keep out dinosaurs, but little did you know, you can just go ahead and run right through them. It's not really serving any type of purpose except for aesthetics right now. So I'm pretty sure they're very well aware of that, and I'm pretty sure that will get fixed at some point, because I do realize it is a big game feature. Another one, this is probably the most talked about one that I've seen, and I can completely understand why this would be a huge bug, and that's combat. Now, this game prides itself in the ability to PvP. They have talked about, making the structures destroyable and the whole flag systems and all that. This is a huge part of the game. Let's be honest, okay? The combat needs a lot of work, okay? Right now, there's no confirmations whether you hit somebody or not. You can literally chase somebody and hit them 20 different times, and then all of a sudden they fall on the ground. So you have no idea if you're hitting them, if they're hitting you. The hit points are very glitched. So there's been times I've shot at people and I've shot them 50 times and nothing. I've shot somebody 3 times before and they've went straight down. So that's another thing. The hitboxes really need to get worked on. And also the blood animation. Sometimes you get blood if you hit somebody, sometimes you don't. There's been times where I have hit somebody and I've gotten no blood animation whatsoever. So that's something I'm very well aware that the devs are aware of this, and it will be fixed. It will be worked on. Again, I'm going to reiterate this through the entire podcast. It is an alpha game. This is not a finished product, okay? So these are stuff that is going to get worked on. We kind of mentioned it in the combat, but, the hitboxes do need to be configured. Another thing that I've noticed that should be fixed. Now, I don't know if this was a design or if this was a design flaw, but chain link fences right now, you can't shoot through them. Bullets don't go through chain link fences. Realistically, they should. Now, I don't know if the devs want to put in some type of system to where it's a hit or miss type thing, because sometimes your bullet might hit the chain link. Now, realistically, it would probably go through the chain link anyway, but it's definitely going to mess with the trajectory of the bullet anyway. But I think that should be looked at. I think it would be a little realistic to shoot through a chain link fence instead of it actually stopping the bullet altogether. Probably the biggest thing that bugs me, although I agree that a lot of these bugs are probably a lot more important, but something that me and my team have found very, very, very annoying that I've seen on a lot of your guys' posts is the fact that when you are at a crafting table, if you accidentally hit the E button to pick it up, you lose every single item in the crafting table. Now, that can be a huge pain because I myself usually have about 200 plus unidentified ores sitting at my table, and I walk up to it, and just out of instinct, I accidentally click E, because E is an interactive button in a lot of games, and I pick the table up, and I lose it all. A whole hour's worth of gathering, and most of us know how rare them rock spawns are right now anyway, so huge problem that I really think needs to get worked on. Definitely some more important, okay, like the FPS lag spikes that a lot of people are experiencing. Of course, that's more important, but loot disappearing out of the crafting table can be a very big inconvenience. So that is definitely a big bug as well. The craft using all material button, or use all resources to craft, or craft until resources are used up, That button is not working at all, and that would be a useful button to work instead of sitting there and clicking craft 600 times when you're working with wood planks. And another big one that I've noticed in a lot of posts is recently a lot of people are reporting that the rock spawns are very rare, and some regions don't even have rocks whatsoever. Now, I don't know if this is a design by the devs to where certain areas might not have rock spawns, and that's going to cause you to be a little more strategic where you put your bases. I don't know. But it's been a very big complaint. There's a lot of people that claim that there's just areas that you run forever and ever and ever, and you don't see any rocks. And since rocks are a very big part of the game, it'd be nice to have those. So, don't know what your ideas are, devs, but, that is some of the big bugs right now. Now, the main thing of this video is to discuss some of the ideas, and this is where I'd like everybody's input on this. We've discussed the dev ideas. These are posts that I found throughout the forums that the devs have posted that they've asked us to look at. Okay. Also, again, some of our own and some of your ideas as well. Now, we're going to start with the dev ideas. And the first thing that the devs came up with here is a land claiming change. Now, this is a question that has actually been posted on the forums. I don't remember if this particular one has been pinned or not. I have noticed that sometimes they pin their posts, sometimes they don't. But for right now, what they're saying is for gameplay, they noticed an unwelcome issue with claiming land. You start building and suddenly someone claimed the land. Now, that's a huge issue that a lot of you are complaining about. Maybe we should switch it so it's a pre-requirement to build your flag before you can actually build. That should organize the build areas a little bit more. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it should be a pre-requirement that you build a flag first before you're allowed to build any type of structures? I'm actually in support of this idea. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a double-edged sword, man. You have one side where, okay, I want to be able to put my house up. I need to make my furnace so I can make iron ingots to make a flag. And then I have, at the same time, I may want to build next to somebody that I'm playing with and not be in a tribe. So in situations like that, if you put a claim flag down, they've got to go outside that I guess, the area of effect. If we had to put the claim flags down first, we would need to either spawn with one, or we would need to be able to craft them out of just rock and wood. In addition to that, the radius needs to be significantly smaller. So that way, maybe one claim flag only supports a house of, maybe like 2 small homes worth of space. So that's my opinion on that.
So actually limit the actual sizes of the claim. Instead of it claiming like an entire section, maybe there's quadrants within that section that claim flag will actually get put down on.
Yeah, because, the first people in the game are going to take the spaces near spawn. So now you've got someone new getting in the game that has to run past all these people who might have guns by that point and start shooting at them. So it's just going to be a very unfun experience for those people that are like, I can't get anywhere. Multiple spawn points might be a good idea too, but that's a different discussion. So
yeah,
it's
totally agree with you, and that is something that I do want to suggest to the devs, because I know you guys are probably watching this. I would suggest that if you do decide to go ahead, and I do support it. I support it. I think you should be able to build a flag before you build any other buildings themselves, because that will prevent a lot of those issues from happening. But you need to make the flag a little bit easier to actually craft. And the reason I'm saying that is not for it to be easier for a gameplay value, but do you really want 600 something furnaces sitting out in the middle of nowhere just so people can make a claim flag? Probably not. And we're going to address that a little bit further down in some of the ideas, because we got an idea that could hopefully help alleviate that problem. But if you make it a little bit easier just to where it's just rocks and sticks that you can actually make a flag, then I think that would be a really good idea. I wouldn't just give somebody a flag from the get-go. Let them work for it. Let them play the game. Let them experience it. Let them gather some resources. Especially if it's a new player. You don't want a new player coming in and just instantly they have a spawn flag, because they're not necessarily going to know what to do with it. Let them experience the game a little bit.
There's also the option of having two types of claim flags. One that you can make very easily in the beginning, that would give you enough room to build a small or a medium-sized house, and then a claim flag that you'd have to have more resources for to build for a tribe area, which would be claim a bigger area of land.
We actually get into this in just probably about 2 minutes. We're going to touch base on that, because I got some ideas for that as well. So I'm glad you brought that up. There are some ideas that I've got for that specific thing. Something else that the devs have talked about here, they're giving us a two-choice option here. They say choice number 1, when you belong in a tribe and a player of your tribe is already in the game, we could spawn you right next to him or her. Question, how should we determine which player we pick? Or option 2, we could spawn you at any claim flag you build or any starter house. Now, when you build a second house of the same type, what should happen? Should it destroy the old one? Or should you pick the last one that you built? Or should it pick the last one that you built? I'm not exactly sure what my response is going to be for that. I don't think I'm a big fan of allowing people to just instantly teleport to another player. With this being a PvP type game, I think that's going to cause a lot of issues, because you're going to have somebody walk up to somebody's base and see that there's maybe one person there, and then they just have a bunch of their friends come into the game and TP right to them, and they raid the entire base. I don't think that'd be that good of an idea, to be honest. Now, to be able to spawn on a claim flag, that might actually work. I think a claim flag would probably be a better idea. So when you belong to a tribe and you rejoin the game, you can spawn to your claim flag, kind of like in Minecraft where you have your /home command. You can /home to your claim flag. I don't know what my exact thoughts on that would be. I mean, that would be my vote if it was left with no choice. But, if you're going to go out and you're going to raid somebody's house, I don't think you should have the ability to spawn back to your house after you raid somebody's base. Say people are chasing you and shooting at you, and you could just spawn right back to your house. Or you can log out and spawn right on your claim flag. I think you should spawn right where you left off to prevent people from doing that, which they're going to do anyway. People combat log all the time. If there's ways to fight that, then I'm in support of that. Or maybe someone has another idea. Please let us know, is what they say. So definitely find that post in the forums for the Beast of Prey, and let the devs know what you think of those ideas. Or if you have a specific one of yourself that you can come up with, go ahead and post it. And don't be afraid to post. The devs read your post, I promise you. So definitely, if you have ideas, post them. Let them be heard. Now, here's the fun part. Here is our ideas and player ideas for the game. And this is probably the most exciting part. This is what I love talking about, is the whole reason we're here. Okay? Like it or not, people, we are the testers. That is why we bought into the alpha. That is why we're contributing. That is why we're playing this game. If you bought this game just to play it and you want a full game experience, not going to happen, okay? You buy into an alpha so that way you can contribute and you can be part of the game's development. And that's what makes me so happy about early access. Now, people are going to have different opinions. This ain't a debate. I'm not here to tell anybody right or wrong. Me personally, I love early access because I feel like I'm part of the dev team. I feel like my ideas, whether they get looked at or not, are helping to contribute to form the game. And that's what I love about early access. So here's some ideas that we've come up with. All right. 2 different, and this is what's going to reiterate what Pam was talking about. I think there should be 2 different types of claim flags. We should have a personal claim flag when we're not in a tribe, so that way we can protect the area that we build in. And as soon as we join a tribe, that flag is then converted into a tribal flag. Now, what that means is there is each person in the tribe can have a tribal flag. Okay, so when they place that flag down, it then extends that tribe's area of influence. Okay, if you only allow one flag per person, then that will cut down on a lot of unneeded flags, and it'll also make it a little bit more challenging. So if you've got players out there that have a 20-person tribe, they've got a 20 area wide claim flag area. Now, that's a challenge. You know, team up with your friends and go get them, because they're going to be spread pretty thin protecting those 20 different areas. Or maybe they're those type of people, they're on the game 24/7, and it's a heck of a challenge, you know? I think it's a good idea. What do you guys think? You think we should have the two different claim flags, a personal one and a tribal one? The personal one kind of disappears once you join a tribe?
Well, Pam was going off on this one.
That would be my idea, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to add to that?
No, I just think a twofold system. You can let new beginners claim a little safe space for themselves and get going, and then once they join a tribe, then if they leave the tribe, they can always claim another little spot for themselves, but then allow the tribes to claim a very large area so that you don't have people trying to build next, my little claim, my little claim, my little claim to try to establish room for a tribe.
Completely agree with you. Completely agree. Another idea that we came up with was, we haven't really came up with this. This is all over the forums, but this is something we personally want ourselves as well. Okay, and that's the fact that bodies should be lootable. If you kill a player out in the world, you should be able to loot what is in their inventory. Now, I do touch base on this, and I do want to add that I like the safe idea. Okay? Allow players to keep their cherished items in their safe, and they have to decide whether they're going to take the risk and carry it on their person or not when they go out to hunt, or if they're claiming new land, or if they're building a new base. They're going to have to carry materials and stuff on them. They're just going to have to. And then if somebody catches them out there, they can kill them and take them what's on their body. But you can rest assured that you're not at a complete total loss, because you do have a safe with other items in there. That adds a lot of strategy to the gameplay. What items do I leave in my safe, and what items do I keep on my person? Anybody want to talk more on that? You look like you got something to say, Baron.
Well, I don't know. At this current point in the game, it's already to where when you die, you lose everything you have on your person.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep in mind, we don't necessarily have to talk about what's currently in the game. This is also the future of the game we're talking about.
What would be your ideal end game, like for result?
My ideal end game, unfortunately, would be abused, and I know it. My ideal end game is...
And that's steal everything, right? Just take it all. Just bust in my house and take everything I own.
No, my ideal end game would be bodies are lootable, but the original owner doesn't actually lose them. But people would use that for duping.
Ooh, I might have to disagree with you on that one.
Well, that's why I said people would abuse it. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and that's what I like about the actual safe idea, and that's the fact that you actually have to use a form of strategy. Do I keep these in my safe, or do I take it along with me while I'm chopping wood? Well, what are you going to take with you when you chop wood? Well, obviously, you're going to have other materials on you, like rocks and sticks, and these are building materials. These are valuable resources, especially if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of rocks.
Okay.
You're going to have a lot of rocks on you. That's going to make you a huge target. But, you're also going to have a weapon of some sort with you. You might have some already crafted stuff that maybe you forgot about. Maybe you didn't put it in your safe. Maybe you went out, I got my watchtower and my radar. I'm going to lay that down. I just need 2 more rocks to put this wall down. And you go outside your base to go get them rocks. You forgot they're in your inventory. Boom, your mistake. Someone kills you. They get it all.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that type of play, because all it takes is somebody who barely gets into the game, gets to the point where they can make a Beretta or a crossbow, they kill you, and then they get effort for all those hours, in some people's cases, of work you did.
They do. They absolutely do. You know why? Because you didn't think it through. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a resource rock, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk in my house and I'm going to put all my valuable stuff in my safe. The only thing I'm going to carry out there with me is a hatchet or my metal axe. Because if I get killed and they don't take anything from me, everything's in my safe, why should I care if I get killed or not? Or am I the type of person that likes to retaliate? And if you shoot at me, I'm going to shoot back, and then I'm going to follow you and find out where you live so I can get my clan to come attack you. You know, that's what I think makes really interesting gameplay.
Well, see, and I'm more of the mindset to where, the only thing I should have to worry about being killed by is dinosaurs.
Okay. So you're more of the PvE type player then, not necessarily the PvP aspect. Okay. Well, and that, thank goodness, is why the devs are going to allow us to have personal servers. Maybe that will be a choice for us in the future. That's something else to look at, devs, is, when you do allow us to actually have, the dedicated server files, and are you going to be able to implement those type of choices? Are you going to be able to choose? And I know you've mentioned this before, that there will be PvE, there will be PvP, that would be nice to have some choices. Are there going to be rules and bounds on the PvP server? Are there going to be custom settings for server owners to be able to choose that kind of stuff? That's a good, valid point, because obviously even in my own team, we have different opinions,
Well,
so we're not all... What?
Sorry, multiple people.
It's all right. Go ahead, Pam.
Well, I was just going to say that there's the issue of, the lower level new person who has a stone axe. That's all he's got. And if somebody's going to just be ganking him to take the stone axe away to make his life miserable, he has no way to protect it until he builds up, till he can have a safe, a house with a safe in it, or builds a safe. So he's got to have a crafting table and do all that. So I'd almost like to see something like, you until you reach a certain level, if they're going to put levels in, at that point you can join in PvP and you can be attacked. Give a person a little chance to build up to where they, strategy-wise, they should have built themselves a safe. Then if people have taken all their stuff away, then that's their problem for not having built a safe while they have time.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds like a good idea too. Do you have to have a little bit of experience in the game before you can be popped off and killed? Is that going to prevent like a lot of spawn camping? Yeah, it very well can. People know where the spawn areas and stuff like that are, unless they're random, which they should be. Hint, hint. They should be random spawn areas. That will prevent a lot of those problems. If somebody gets to say level 5, how are the levels going to work? Is it going to be like on Stomping Lands, the amount of expertise you have? Amount of expertise on Stomping Lands dictates to how long you've been playing the game in that particular session. Or are you going to do it to where you actually level up by mining resources and building stuff? Is that how you get levels? Well, that's up to the devs, and that's up to us to make suggestions to them if you're in support of that idea, if you want that type of level system. Should we be a certain level before we're able to be attacked? Now, if that is implemented, then it should also work in reverse to where that person is unable to attack somebody else until they reach a certain level, to where they cannot PvP until they reach that certain level. I'm sure you would agree with that, though, too, right, Pam?
Yes, exactly. It worked both ways.
Okay, excellent. All right, so a lot of different ideas, lots of different ideas. So, you could see why the forums are always filled with all these discussions. I want this, or I want that, or I disagree with this. We're a really big family here at Fat Planet LP. We love and we support each other. We're a great team. And we even have different play styles, but yet somehow we get along great. And they all clash together in fun, harmonious ways. Hopefully that can be reflected upon in the forums and stuff. Just be respectful of each other and respect other people's opinions. If someone comes in and thinks the game's garbage, whatever. It's not. You got your own personal opinions. Let them think whatever they want. but we do want to try to get a little bit more positive reviews on this game because I love this game. It has so much potential. And that's why we're coming up with a lot of these ideas to help the devs, get the game out even further and hopefully satisfy some people. Another thing, go ahead, Dre.
Oh, sorry. Take you back to the spawning and the kind of like the anti-PvP time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of MMOs do that. They do it by levels. I don't know if we're going to see a level system in the Beasts of Prey game, but one way to do it might be time. Like, okay, every time you spawn, you are protected for maybe 10 minutes, an hour, or something like that. And if you initiate PvP during that time, you then lose your flag. You lose that protection. And that may assist, because that way if you just say someone comes in and raids your entire base, right, you are back to newbie level at that point if they take everything. So you may as well have a little bit of protection at that time.
Now, reiterate exactly what you're talking about with that, because the way you put it made it kind of sound like until you attack somebody is when you lose your protection. Does that mean you could just run up to somebody's base and wait for that opportune moment to where all of a sudden you can start shooting when you have the advantage?
Well, that would be a way to abuse the system, but it would be whatever happens first. Like, say you're a new player. Okay, maybe brand new players coming in for the first time, they have like 3 hours of protection, of basically PvP protection. So they can go out and they can build their stuff. They have a little bit of time. Then what ends up happening, though, say they take an axe and they go after somebody. Okay, well, they just lost all of their PvP protection, and now they're open season. It's open season on them as well. So when you die, you may not get the 3 hours because you're not new, but you may get like an hour or 20 minutes or something where you can go out, reestablish yourself a little bit, or go out and start fighting again. Whatever you choose to do.
Makes sense. Good ideas. Mm-hmm. See, this is why I love doing these types of podcasts, folks, because we actually talked a little bit before we even did this, and none of these ideas were mentioned once in our pre-meeting before this podcast. It's amazing what a podcast brings out. I absolutely love it.
And
I love my job.
You hate us for bringing up new stuff.
No, I love my job. I got the best job in the entire world. I love being a content creator. I love doing podcasts. I love entertaining people. This is what I live for. This is great. All right, so what's some other ideas that we have? Well, how about some base defense systems? Now, this may or may not already been planned for the game, devs. I know you got a lot of ideas. So let's just go ahead and mention them. You might have already had this planned, but base defense systems. I've seen a few comments and suggestions and stuff that supported some of these ideas. How about now? Dred's mentioned before that they've already mentioned something about turrets.
I did see in one of the trailers and one of the early marketing things that they were talking about. You need power in the game. Your radar systems will require power to run. You will have, and there was mention of turrets there as well. And I thought that was pretty sweet. It'd be pretty neat if you could say, okay, fine, here's a turret, and maybe it's a player-controlled turret, or maybe maybe after you build a couple components, like motion detector or something like that, you're going to actually be able to make it automated to a point.
I like that. How about we do it sort of like SimCity style, or not a turn-based strategy, but a real-time strategy style, where one generator will support so many units of power. Do you power a radar unit, or do you power 2 turrets off of it? Well, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think moving forward that way would be a lot of fun. It adds a little bit of strategy to it. And then people that don't want to deal with power, they don't have to. It'll just be a little bit of a different challenge for them.
Yeah, you guys can, have walls and be very active patrolling your walls and stuff like that. I think it will tailor to just about every type of play style. Another thing, and this kind of reiterates our next suggestion, well, I'll leave that. I'll say something about this after I make the next suggestion. But how about some sort of an early warning system? How about like a siren or something that we can sound off? Hey, oh my God, my base is getting raided. There's people coming in. Maybe I don't have TeamSpeak or Skype or something. I'm just typing to my friends, and they're out gathering resources. What about a siren? Can I sound the siren off to alert my friends? And will that send an automatic message to them saying your base is under attack? I think that'd be a great idea because, one, the devs could also implement it to where the dinosaurs react to sound. So if they hear that siren going off and you choose to set it off because you're panicking, all of a sudden the dinosaurs in the area hear that. You got about 2 T-Rexes coming up. Yeah. Are you having issues? Baron?
I don't know if he's noticed yet.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
We good?
You're back.
You're back.
Welcome back.
Okay. All right.
Technical
Was that me or?
difficulties.
That was you.
That was you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. All right. You guys probably didn't notice that on this end, but apparently I got somewhat disconnected from them. I don't know where you guys left me on or lost me at, but I was talking about the early warning system, the sirens, about how it can notify dinosaurs and, maybe you'll have 2 T-Rexes come running towards your base. That could also be used as a deterrent, too. People are attacking your base, and all of a sudden 2 T-Rexes are coming in, and do they turn and fight these dinosaurs, or do they just ignore them and continue raiding your base? I think it could be a pretty cool idea. What do you guys think about that?
So it would be an actual alarm that would sound in-game for other players to hear, not just your own tribe members?
Correct. It'll be audible within a certain range, to where anybody within that certain range can hear it. Now, something I did suggest is it will, when you push the button, it will send out an alert to your team members, but anybody within the visual range will also hear it too. So maybe you're living next door to a tribe and they hear your base is under attack. Do they take that as an incentive to go and help the attackers or form an attack on their own and attack you by the flanks? That leaves up a lot of stuff open in the air. Yeah. I think that would add a lot of additional gameplay, just adding that one item. Darren, you look like you're thinking a little bit.
I was thinking about how awesome it would be, like, if you have a giant clan that just comes and wipes you out, and you spend your next 2 hours building alarm systems that you just build, piece by piece towards their base. And you just start bringing as many dinosaurs as you can to rip down someone's base. Your weapon system.
Oh, that's awesome!
Like a telephone system. Just set it off one at a time. You just hear, and all of a sudden you got all these dinosaurs running and
trail Scooby snacks to the base.
It could either,
I like it.
Yeah, because it could go either way. It could either bring more dinosaurs or deter them.
Yeah.
Never know. It could be where it could attract certain dinosaurs, but really deter other dinosaurs. So you really have to figure out, should I sound the alarm because maybe a bigger dinosaur is going to come along and hear it and might be diverted to my base. So that might also be a thought if it becomes a big part of gameplay as an alarm system. Maybe have it to where it deters certain dinosaurs, but it actually attracts others.
Well, if it's going to deter a certain dinosaur, it's going to be the herbivores. It's going to attract the carnivores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be interesting gameplay because first you had 3 people attacking your base. You set the alarm off because you're panicking and freaking out because all you have is a pistol or a stick, and all of a sudden you got 3 T-Rexes, 3 people running in one direction, and 3 people attacking you from the flank. I think that. Devs, you should put that in. I'm already liking the idea now. It was a suggestion. Now I kind of want it.
What about a tiered system, though, where the longer it's on, the worse the dinosaurs get? So it starts out with, say, a bunch of the little ones, and then after it's been on for 10 seconds, raptors come in.
I think it should just attract anything that hears it. If you have 6 raptors and 2 T-Rexes in that area and you set that thing off, I think their necks should perk up and they should be on their way to your base.
Well, see, but now, the velociraptors would run away when they saw the T-Rexes coming.
Poor Pam, she's been trying to talk.
Sorry,
Pam.
Well, right now dinosaurs don't do damage.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, right now, I mean...
To structures.
They do to
structures.
You, but keep in mind, the devs have already stated that currently the ability to destroy structures is turned off. I mean, we've already kind of talked about the clipping issues and stuff like that. They are aware of it. I'm sure that will be fixed because you can't destroy something that you clip through. So, I mean, this, of course, is being talked about, when these certain types of bugs have already been fixed, of course.
Tips for those players who want to be able to secure areas, in case you haven't figured it out yet, the wire fences, you can't walk through them. So at least it's something in the meantime that you can use to defend your property.
Yeah,
instead of just the stone walls, because the stone walls everybody can walk through, but the wire fences you can't.
The funny part about that is I saw a picture. Sorry, Pam. I saw a picture on there of someone that put a flag up, and then the guy came and stole the flag, and then put wire fencing around the flag. So.
Oh, that's evil.
Completely griefed it.
Oh,
evil.
No.
I love it.
Go ahead.
All right,
Pam.
let's move on.
Well,
All right, let's Pam. You got something to add?
Oh no, I was just going to say I'd like to see a way to trap the dinosaurs with a wired fence, at least the herbivores. But
yeah,
that would have to come
along
with when
one.
it would be useful to do something with the dinosaurs besides kill them.
Yeah, I want a pet T-Rex. That's what I want. I want to name him Fluffy, and I want him to eat people that come to my base.
I'm naming him
So it's
Chomper.
your guard dinosaur?
Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper.
Chomper. M.
Chomper.
No, that sounds too violent. You want something that's like soft and sweet, like Fluffy
Or Jigglypuff.
Chomper.
Or
Chomper's the name of the little tiny baby T-Rex from Land Before Time, dude. It's the little cute T-Rex.
I don't have the crickets button.
You don't
ready.
remember that?
I wish I did.
A server-side weather system is another suggestion that we have here. Currently, right now, it's only on client side, and I know the devs probably put that in there to relieve some server stress. It's not working. It's really out of sync. I think the server should probably handle that. We should, well, that's another thing. Yes, we should have a weather system to where it can rain, to where we can have thunderstorms. What if the thunderstorms can somehow harm your structures? What if you have a big, powerful windstorm and it blows your wooden structure down? Now, all of a sudden, you gotta rebuild your house. Ooh, that's an idea.
Or lightning
fire.
hits a tower or something.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that. Some sort of a spreadable fire system would be awesome too. And of course, these are things that can be implemented way later on. These are just ideas that we're throwing out here. But the day-night cycle definitely needs to be fixed. I don't know how many times we've went in and Emerald's playing and it's daytime. I'm sitting there staring at the moon. Dark Ritual's out there chomping on rocks, at dusk. It's kind of weird. And currently right now, that's really bad when it comes to a PvP game, because you can have one player that's out there mining in the dark, and another player comes in with the intent to kill, and he's pure daytime, and he can see you clear as day. That's a real big disadvantage, so I think that should be on server side. Mm-hmm. Also, with that being said, we should have a source of light. And that's what I was talking about with the base defense systems. One of my other suggestions were spotlights that can be used to spot incoming players in the darkness. Sources of light could be, if you want to use the electric system, if you want generators set up, you could have lamps and stuff like that light up your base. Now, that could be a huge attraction for passing dinosaurs. It could be an attraction to players walking around that see your base and think it looks really scrumdiddlyumptious and they want to come attack it. But then again, it could be a source of light because you have to see what's going on when you're walking around. If you don't want to use electricity, how about a choice of torches or something like that? Something that puts off a little less light. It's not visible from far away, but doesn't require electricity. I think it would be neat. You guys want to see some light in the game?
Yeah, because at night I can't do anything. I fumble around in the darkness because it gets so dark on my screen.
It does. And for us YouTubers, devs, dark, not a good thing. Not a good thing. There are codecs that we can work with when it comes to darkness and stuff like that, but it'd be cooler if we had some lights, So hopefully you can get that added in there once you fix, the whole day-night cycle. A thing that I would really, really love to see is a separation between chat and object interaction. If I'm collecting resources, I think that should have its own separate screen, or not screen, but its own separate window that pops up. You collected this, you collected that. Maybe you can do it. And I hate to suggest things that I've seen in other games, because I don't want you to copycat. But there are other games where you collect resources, and it pops up on the right hand of your screen for a quick 1 or 2 seconds. You collected this, you collected that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of players don't like the interaction between you collecting resources and chat, because if somebody's saying something in chat and you collect from one tree, you've already missed what they said, and you'd have no idea what they said unless you scrolled. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, and you actually looked at it. So a separation between those two would be really awesome too. Another complaint that I've seen on a few posts is a lot of players are reporting that the chat screen's a little fuzzy. For some people, it's kind of hard to read what's being typed in chat as well. So that would be awesome for that to be tweaked a little bit when you get time. And I know that's a funny thing, time. Who has that anymore? One big thing that I think we should have, and this kind of goes back to what Dredd was talking about and what I was talking about in the beginning of the video about placing all them furnaces. We would absolutely love to see the ability to tear down items that we have already built. Some players suggested being able to pick houses and watchtowers back up. I don't think, personally, I don't think that's a good idea, because you're not going to walk up and pick up a 100-foot tall watchtower in real life. And I know we shouldn't compare gameplay to real life, but when it does come to a survival game or a PvP MMO like this, it's just nothing realistic. But I think you should be able to tear down a house that you built or a wall that you placed wrong, and at least get maybe half, if not a quarter, of material return, or maybe not even nothing return. Just at least the ability to be able to remove that once it's placed. Do you guys concur with?
I'd probably agree with the half return. Half return seems fairest of all, in my opinion.
But you like the idea, though. You want to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm going to build a structure, but I misplace it, well, my bad. But doing a 50% is a little more. I hate to use the term, but realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because when you're tearing something down, it's never going to come down the way it went up.
No, you're not going to have
close.
Perfect pieces of wood with absolutely no nail holes or anything like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I understand.
But
anybody else?
Some of it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think what I'd like to see, which kind of goes along with this, is each structure has like a control point per se, and I can go to that control point, and whether I hold down a key and get a menu, or I right-click on it, whatever I do, and I have an option to like dismantle or use or just tear down. And for instance, like dismantle would be I take some time, I have to sit there and wait for like a scroll bar to fill up or something, to dismantle and retrieve maybe 50% of the resources. Tear down is much quicker. It you still have to wait a little bit, but you just rip it down and you get nothing for it. You just want it gone. And then whoever owns that control point can monitor it. So maybe I have a furnace out there, and I'm letting everybody use it. I don't have it, I don't have it like locked down to tribe or something like that. I can set the control point to say, okay, everyone can use this, but I'm the only one that can go and tear it down. Now, someone can go destroy it. That's a different story. But I'm the only person that can go to the panel and dismantle it and get my resources back.
I do like the separation that you talked about, the two different choices. Whether you can take it down or you can destroy it. Destroy it, you get nothing in return. Tear down, it's just like crafting. It takes a little bit of time for you to do it, but you get some resources back. But you're leaving yourself very vulnerable while you're doing that. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I really.
I think
that's fair.
Pam.
And sorry, the one more thing. Go ahead, Pam.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just one other thing with the control point would have been the crafting tables. When you pick them up and you lose all your stuff, you would have to actively go into that point and make that decision to pick it up, and then that would alleviate you losing your materials. But I apologize, Pam. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I know. I really would like some way that you can take down homes or buildings or whatever that you're going to abandon, whether you're going to move to a different tribe area or whether you're going to build yourself a bigger home, because otherwise we're leaving buildings around all over that are going to be unused and they just take up space.
Yeah, that would help a lot with server load as well. That would allow players to actually self-manage the server load as well. So instead of places despawning, like they do near the spawn areas, which I will touch real quick. There's been a lot of complaints, people saying that buildings are disappearing. Check and make sure, because there is no building decay right now. So keep that in mind. What you're probably experiencing is you're probably building too near a spawn point, and the devs currently have it with the latest hotfix to where buildings will disappear from that spawn area. So make sure you're not near a spawn area before you start building. Now, how you can tell, I don't know for 100%, but that's probably what you're experiencing is you're building near a spawn area. So you might want to move your base if that's the case. Let me see, what else do we have here? Something I personally would like to see is a crafting queue or a crafting tier. I think it'd be cool to have the ability to create or to have a queue to where I can say, all right, well, I want to craft 20 wood planks, and I also want to craft some rocks into some stone foundations. And that should create a queue to where I start crafting that stuff. If you don't want to go that deep into it, at least a crafting tier to where I can select, okay, I want to make 40 wood planks, or I want to make 36 wood planks because I want to make the small house. Instead of clicking create wood plank 36 times, I think it would be neat to either click it to where it mounts up to 36 and counts down from there, or the ability to actually type in 36 and then allow that to happen. You guys want to see that?
I do.
It would help.
Baron looked a little confused. He was like, God, do I really want to click that button 36 times, or do I want to just go ahead and type that in? You look confused, man.
Well, I'm debating between the two. And the third option as well.
Well, I mean, at least something. If I have to click the button 36 times, fine. Let it stack up.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're in the middle of building a bigger house or your first house, and you don't want to sit there and click on it, 36 times.
Exactly.
Let it but you don't want it to use all of your supplies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But see, this way it would allow you to do that, because when you look and you go, okay, yeah, this requires 36 wood planks, 15 stone, whatever. Of course, I don't think anything requires that. But let's just say it does. You can go, all right, well, let's go ahead and, create 36 wood planks. Now, if you had a queue, you can just go, okay, I want 36 wood planks and I want 16 stone. And then it'll still take the same amount of time, but you don't have to individually click everything.
Now, here's one idea further, okay? What if in the crafting menu, you could click on the item you want to eventually make, and if you have the supplies to craft it, it goes through and it does all of the different items for you, like turning the metal ingots into the metal pipes for you.
Too easy. It just, I don't know. That takes.
Well, no. That way you only make exactly what you need.
I know,
for
but
that
that's
item.
a little too easy. That takes a lot.
You still have to wait the time.
Well, I know, but that still takes. If I sit there and go, all right, I don't want a watchtower, click, and then it automatically starts making all the materials I need for a watchtower, and then puts it in my inventory. That's a little too easy for me. I want a little bit more diversity when it comes into the crafting system. All I'm asking for, guys, is just a tier to where it can stack up and I can visibly see on my screen, okay, there's 1 wood plank, 2 wood planks, 3 wood planks, and it starts counting down from that. That's at least, the very least, that I would love to see added to the crafting system, personally myself.
Well, taking an idea from Baron, well, maybe do that, but maybe you have to craft a machine or a tool that requires power so that you can do this kind of stuff. So it's an option later in game.
Now that I would like.
Now
that's
would
pretty
be neat.
fair.
That would be neat. Now, none of us know what that CNC table does. Devs, I know you probably already have a design for it or a use for it, but that could be cool. Something that requires power. An advanced crafting table to where you can walk up to it and be able to have the materials already. You just click that button and it automatically makes all of it for you and puts it into your inventory. That would be neat. An additional crafting table to do that. That would be cool. I would be okay with that. Yeah.
I like
absolutely. Yeah, that's a good compromise. That's a good idea, Dread.
Yeah.
I give Dread full credit for that, Baron. I don't know why you didn't think of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect like you.
Well, the CNC table, devs released a post on there about what it was, and the idea was you would make the blueprint, you put the blueprint in the CNC table, and then you would take materials and put them in, and you kind of had to figure out what the materials need to be in there. Once you put the proper materials in, it would craft the firearm for you or whatever was in the blueprint.
Well, how about we do it to where it's almost, and again, I'm comparing another game, but hey, I mean, at least you guys know where I'm coming from when I compare. How about something similar to the 7 Days to Die crafting tape art style? Once you already craft it, you know how to do it. So that way you can do it easily that next time. If you don't want to do an additional crafting table, once you've already crafted an item, you already know how to craft it, and you can just click it and have it made automatically if you have the materials.
That's another good way to go. I mean,
yeah.
It gives you the challenge.
You have to do it the hard way first, and then
afterwards, you've earned the right to do it easier.
Yeah, I like that. Earn. Yeah, earn in this game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing that's so simple, but it's a real big one in the community. Let us use the scroll wheel for our hotbar.
And for the crafting menu.
A lot of people would like to see that. Instead of hitting 1, 2, 3, if we're already in the hotbar, let us use the scroll wheel so we can just scroll to something real quick. That would be good for use in PvP. You see somebody running up to you, unless you're really good at your keyboard, you have to look down real quick and go, oh crap, which one's number 5? That's where my gun is. You can just scroll real quick and then be quick. Fastest scroll wins instead of the fastest draw. You know what I mean? But also implement that in menus and stuff too. They're kind of broken right now. Sometimes I get a scroll option, sometimes I do not. So that should go in the bug section, but just thought I would mention that. This is my idea. I have read some opinions to where some people want commands, like maybe a server-side command, almost like Minecraft, where you can do / whatever. I kind of reiterated on that into my own idea. I think it would be awesome once we eventually get our escape menu to be able to have a reset character button. Now, there are instances to where, currently people are having bugs where they're spawning in other people's houses. I myself was stuck in my own house, and I didn't have the permissions to open my own door, so I had to have my team players kill me by clipping through the wall and shooting me, which is another thing that, we mentioned that, clipping. But a reset character button. So if you do get glitched somehow in the world, or if you're stuck in a spot and you can't get anywhere, have that reset button, especially if you implement to where when you log off, you log back into the exact same spot that you were to prevent combat logging, or, being able to escape from somebody's base after you raided it, because that'd be a cheap way to do it. You raid a base, you close out, you come back in, you're at your house. Yeah, it's a little easy. That's going to be widely used by the trolls. I already know it, if that's the case. So if you do implement to where you stay where you are when you log back in, a reset character button, I think, would be very important. So when you hit the reset button, it resets your character either to a spawn point, such as your flag, or your house, or whatever it is that you guys decide that you want to do. Do you guys like that idea, or you think it's stupid, or what?
As long as it's not abused,
There's a lot of mechanics that have to be figured out there.
Yeah.
Now that I even think about it, it's a little embarrassing, but yeah, you're right. What would prevent somebody from going to somebody's base and, oh God, they're shooting at me, and then hit reset character? Yeah, I can understand that.
I think your idea is good. I think maybe the mechanics of it would be when you hit that button, what it does is the game that looks to see, okay, are you in a structure? And it puts you right outside the structure, or something to that effect.
It automatically teleports you, say, to the next section, or it teleports you 5 feet away or something.
Something.
5 feet.
Yeah, because then it wouldn't be abused.
Well, but then
I agree.
And you have a timer.
I try to use that outside of a building to teleport in, hoping by chance it sends you the wrong way.
Well, and that's where
they would have to implement to where it will not TP you into somebody's claimed area. Yeah, that should work. If you get trapped in someone's claimed area, it should automatically teleport you outside of their area or something like that. But then again, that could be abused as well too. Oh, I'm being chased. Let me teleport myself outside the area and get a head start.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it would be nice to have something like that ability. Whatever you guys decide to do.
Yeah,
Maybe
timers would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
That
You
way
can
if you
click
hit
it
you
and
have to stand still.
you have
for
to
10
wait
seconds.
15 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
every
an
time
idea. I've seen that in I forget which games, but I've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft, when you do the /home command, sometimes servers have it set to where you have to stand still for 15 seconds so you don't cheat your way out of a creeper coming up on you or something.
Yeah, and then you could even have it like, okay, every time like for the first hour, if you do it once, it's 10 seconds. The second time you do it, it's 20 seconds you have to wait. The third time you do it, it's 30 seconds you have to wait. So that way they can't just use it to try teleporting around different places easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, another thing that I've seen in a few posts, and I kind of agree with this, is the current radar. It's way, way, way too green. It's hard to really tell anything between that. And I know you guys are wanting to go for this realistic kind of like a LiDAR or a look like that or FLIR, which is neat. But it's really hard to read the radar. And I know this is it's the first implementation. It's the first alpha build. I understand that kind of stuff. So here's some suggestions. And you guys can agree or disagree or agree to disagree. For the radar, how about red dots for people outside of your tribe and blue dots for people that are in your tribe? And then, maybe lighten up on the green on the radar a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
Another addition, maybe like yellow dots for dinosaurs.
Yep.
I don't think dinosaurs should. Well, I guess dinosaurs could be tracked.
If a human's going to show up, a dinosaur would have to show up the same way,
True.
Yeah,
true.
I'd want. That's the whole reason I'm using.
Or make it indistinguishable. Dinosaurs and enemy players are both red, so you can't tell what's coming.
True.
You know what I mean?
Although dinosaurs will be a giant blip on that radar because they're.
Oh no! We're making the dots the same size.
No. You could make the dot a little bit bigger. Like, what is that big fat dot coming up here? And you got this big T-Rex.
Yeah, and the size of it could also be based on what dinosaur. So it might just be like a smaller dinosaur. It looks like a human dot, and then it shows up and it's a dinosaur in your face instead.
All of a sudden, you see 3 blips coming toward your base, and they're raptors, and you have no idea. And all of a sudden, you set that alarm going off, and you attract them right to your base.
Oh, there you go.
When you could have avoided them altogether, now you got them pissed off, and now they're coming up at your base with some anger issues. Yeah. You got some goose fraba-needing dinosaurs coming up knocking on your gate. I got a few community ideas that I pulled here. This one's from W. Holbert. And again, like I said, I will make this disclaimer again. Some other people might have had the same idea. This is just the people that I've looked at, the first post that I've seen. That's why I'm giving names here. I almost didn't want to give names, but I'd like to give credit to where I pulled the source from. From what I read to what W. Holbert says, he would like to see when you kill a dinosaur for them to have a lootable corpse. He does say that more in depth that he wants to see, say, meat and bones as an example. And I know the devs said that they don't want to necessarily implement the whole starvation and thirst need in the game. So maybe bones could be an item, but what would you use it for? More ideas to come up with. But he would be able, he also suggests to be able to construct objects with bones and scales and teeth and such. Maybe like some sort of primitive weapon. My personal idea to touch on that, I think it would be really cool to use dinosaur skin or their scales to create an armor of some sort to be able to give yourself some armor. If we implement
leather, hides, and scales.
If that gets implemented in the game, yeah, maybe have some animals. You can make leather armor. You can enhance the leather armor with dinosaur scales once you kill a dinosaur, because you should have a little bit more satisfaction than just killing the dinosaur. You should be able to use some resources from that. So have your whole entire, team or your whole tribe come together to take down this big, massive dinosaur, so you can all have that real pretty, green fluorescent scale armor that you guys have been looking for so long. I think that'd be pretty neat.
Those big bones would make great furniture.
Yeah, oh, it would. I would love a big bone lazy boy. Oh, all the way. Yeah, bone couches.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Or I can hollow it out and drink out of a bone. You know, some Fred Flintstone style.
Or out of
no, we're having the T-Rex skull as the community cauldron.
There you go. I like that. Put up big old T-Rex skulls right in the entrance of our base. Intimidating.
Put some torches underneath or some lights underneath.
Yeah, to make the eyes glow.
T-Rex lantern.
If I'm walking around on the main server and I come up on a base and they've got big old T-Rex skulls lining their walls, I know these people ain't playing around. Like they've been playing for a while. I might not want to attack them by myself. I might want to pull some people into doing that. So I think that'd be a good idea. Smiler suggested a compass in the game. He said something about the coordinates not necessarily always making sense because you don't know what direction you're heading, and sometimes you got to run for a little bit to find out you're going in the wrong way. I think that'd be neat. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So if you're outside of your area and you don't have your radar, or if you're not near a radar area, to have a compass of some sort that you can carry in your inventory and take up an inventory slot, which is my own personal suggestion. That way you can, pop that thing open and find out what direction you're heading. Or you can craft a compass and it becomes an indicator on your screen or something. I think that'd be pretty neat.
I think it'd be awesome that the bottom of your knife is one of those little bubble compasses. And
basically, knife, perfect.
Yeah. So basically, but the trick is this: you have to actually like right click or something to see the compass, so you can look at it.
So it flips the knife around.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. Yeah.
Now we're on the subject of radar.
Yeah.
Now on the subject.
Well, we weren't necessarily.
What about? Well, we were a second ago. I apologize.
Yeah, we were kind of on compass, but yeah, that's cool. I won't judge you. Go ahead.
Radar jammers.
Ooh.
That way, for those red blips we were just talking about, you can make yourself disappear.
Or you can make it look like
an early warning system. If I'm
or you can make yourself look like a friendly player.
If I'm sitting there crafting my dinosaur bone and all of a sudden my radar goes out, I know there's some issues. Is it an incoming storm that we talked about in the past?
Does
my radar go out? Hey, is there an incoming storm? Am I getting attacked? What's going on? I should sound my alarm.
And then the dinosaurs show up.
And it turns out it was just a small windstorm. Yeah. I like that. That's a good idea, Baron. I like that. And of course, I like this guy's idea. Now, these ideas are by Sessional. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right here. You're very active on the forums. I see you posting all the time. Obviously, a really good supporter of the game. You have a huge post and suggestions that I've read through. I'm only pulled a few of them. Otherwise, this video would be like 6 hours long if I posted them. If you're interested in it, there's only like 14 posts or something like that in the suggestions form right now. Just scroll down until you see Sessional, and you can read all of his ideas, because I do like them. He is very informative and very descriptive with a lot of his ideas. So definitely go check his post out. And I do agree with these. Some of these were my own idea, but I did want to give him some credit for some of these. And I've seen posts of a lot of these ideas as well, though. An escape key for all the menus. I think that would be a really good idea. If you're in the tribe menu, instead of hitting T again, you should be able to hit escape to get out of it. If you're in your crafting menu, you should be able to hit escape. You should be able to escape from all menus. I think that would be, it's pretty universal for most games. So if you guys can implement that, that would be really awesome. That way you have a universal key that you would always turn to if you're in a bind and you need to get out of a menu real quick. He also mentioned, and this was an idea that I had as well, that I think is absolutely wonderful, and I think it's needed, and a lot of people want this, is descriptions in the crafting menu. What exactly is a CNC table? You move your mouse over it, you get a description. Well, with this CNC table, it allows you to create party hats for your tribe. Something. Come up with a description so that way we know exactly what it is that we're building. Because sometimes, people just don't know. We still don't know what the blueprints do. We still don't really know what the CNC table does. And there's some people out there that still don't know exactly what the crafting table does and what to do with their unidentified ores. So if you could do that, if you say you move your mouse over identified ores, these are ores that you have not discovered yet. You need to place them in a crafting table to be able to, identify them. Just something like that would be extremely awesome if you guys can implement that. He has a problem with the loud ladders. He doesn't like the loud banging sound when you jump on a ladder. I kind of concur. I know that's probably a placeholder sound right now. It's a little much, I'll be honest. A little much. It'd be really awesome once you guys actually get a real sound put in there too. And I thought that was kind of humorous when he put that in there. I think he was pretty adamant about the loud ladders and them being an issue. So I feel you, buddy. I'm with you. And another thing that he mentioned as well, out of the tons and tons of stuff that he had on there, that I concur with as well, is when you type in chat, you type in all caps. Now, it's not broadcasted as all caps, but it's typed in all caps. Some of us, I know it's hard to believe, okay, but some of us like to use punctuation when we talk, okay? Now, I'm not poking fun at anybody here, okay? I like my LOLs and OMGs and all that too, but, some of us like to capitalize stuff, and there's just really no way to tell if you're doing it correctly if you're typing in all caps. So if you guys could make it to where what you type is what you see, that would be pretty awesome, and I'm sure Sessional would be pretty happy about that as well. Now, I've came to the end of all the ideas and bugs and stuff like that we wanted to talk about, at least on the first episode of this podcast. We do plan on doing update videos for you guys and ideas and stuff like that you guys post, and you're more than welcome. If you go to the suggestions part in the forum, if you put your suggestions down, it'll probably, can't guarantee it, but it will probably appear in one of the podcasts, and we'd like to be able to discuss it and see what the community thinks about it, and spread the good word. Let's get some good reviews out for this game. Let's give the devs some support, man. I think this game has a lot of potential for being a really good title, and they need our help. And they're getting Fat Planet LP's help. They're getting my team's help, and anybody that I can pull along with me, they're going to get our help as well. So let's form together as a community, whether it be the Steam community, the Beasts of Prey community, the gamer community, whatever community you're involved in, let's pull together and try to help them out a little bit. We're gonna be doing updates and stuff. Any type of updates that the devs come up with, we'll go ahead and make a video and let you guys know, because sometimes people don't really go to the forums. Sometimes, they don't like reading the post. And, we discovered that a lot of times, that sometimes you get repetitive posts because people don't read through them. Well, now just click on the video tabs and look and see if there's an update video from Fat Planet LP, and I'll help you out with that. There's a special shout out, Dread. I think you wanted to say, you're kind of getting buddies with this guy. What's this shout out, man?
Okay, so I'm gonna butcher his call sign.
He's totally gonna butcher it.
Aeonanon. Basically, he was a pretty cool guy. I've been talking to him for a while, and
he's a new community manager, right?
Yeah, basically the devs decided, hey, they need some help with the community, because the one guy, the beastofprey.com guy, was getting kind of overwhelmed, and so they asked him to be the community manager. He went ahead and accepted. And he seems like a pretty cool guy. He's trying to help them out as much as possible. So I just want to say congratulations, because he definitely has his work cut out for him now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I would have to concur. Round of applause, everybody! Yay! Congratulations! You guys aren't clapping. I'm serious. Come on.
I did.
Respect. Come on. No, clap. Come on. I want to see everybody clap. There, see Pam's clapping. Darren, you're not even clapping.
I'm going to be quiet.
Clap.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Congratulations, A. I'm not going to butcher your name. I'm going to call you A. You are Mr. A. Does that make you Canadian? I don't know. Mr. A? I don't know. But congratulations, man. You seem like a pretty cool cat. Thanks for adding me, man, by the way. Game on. Woohoo! Gamer power. So yeah, congratulations on that. I hope you enjoy your new role. I see posts from you all the time, so I think they made a pretty wise decision on that. You seem to have a lot of support from the community as well. So thumbs up, man. That's really cool. Anything else that we haven't talked about for Beasts of Prey? Anything you guys are excited about? Anything you guys want to add in before we close the video? I know you're just dying to say something. I know you are. Anything else?
Frankly, to the developers, actually.
Okay.
I know it takes a lot of effort to stay involved with the community, like you guys already have, but it really means a lot to us people that want to play your games and want to support your products when you keep actively in touch with us. It shows that you care, and it makes us care a lot more about you and the games.
I concur. 100%.
So big old thank you, basically.
Big old thumbs up to the devs. We like you guys. You got our full support. Absolutely. You're gonna have your haters out there. Okay, they exist. Now, I'm not saying that they're wrong. Some people might have a bad opinion of the game. They had a bad experience, and you guys are entitled to that. That's fine. We're not saying anybody's wrong here, but we do ask that you remember it's an alpha. Okay. It's been on Steam for like 2 days, okay? There's games that's been on Steam for 2 years that this game is more developed and better polished on. And I know you know some titles that I'm talking about.
I've got about 7 of those, I think.
I've got some
about
too.
10 or 12, yeah.
Some of those titles kind of linger around in my head sometimes.
Don't get me started on.
No hints. I'm just saying.
Don't go there right now.
That some titles are 2 years in development and no promises have been matched just yet. They're kind of, they're just kind of dead at this moment, and it's kind of lingering in my mind when I think about that kind of stuff. So, but I'm not going to name drop because that would be absolutely rude. But
you're talking about Castle Story, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
How'd you know?
Although that I think that would probably be one. That
I'll tell you what. I do have to give the devs some props because I'm a big supporter of early access games. If you take a look at my library, I've got a large amount of games in there that some I've played, some I haven't. But I buy stuff that's on sale sometimes because it looks cool. But what it comes down to is I've never, out of any of the early access games I've supported, seen developers as engaged. And this is only day 2. And they've been so engaged. And they've even come out and said, they even apologized, said, hey, I'm sorry. We had a bad launch. We did not expect this.
I've never seen that before.
No.
Never. I've never seen a person go, we messed up. We're so sorry. We're going to get this fixed as soon as possible. There's some titles that have been released that look aesthetically beautiful, and we were all excited about. We talked about it for a long time, like 6 to 9 months. We were so excited, and the game comes out, and you can't even save. Frustrating.
Or you can't connect to the server.
Again,
it's an online-only game.
Yeah. Well.
That was wonderful. Yeah.
I'm not going to
Thank you for that one, Dread.
But I think I would rather be, lost in a forest than play a game that has no save feature. But I don't want to name drop at all. So, I'm just, it's rude, and you probably shouldn't do that. But
we are getting a little cynical, aren't we?
Oh boy.
No. Well, thank you guys for watching it. I know this is a very long video. I'm showing about 1 hour and 23 minutes right now on my side, and this is probably going to take a good 2-3 hours to render. But hey, oh God, excuse me, my God, totally worth it. Like I said before, guys, hopefully a lot of you guys are actually watching this all the way through, and you are watching this part right now. I am Derek with Fat Planet LP. I am a YouTuber, and I strongly support this game. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's got a lot of potential, and I will continue doing update videos for you. I will continue doing bug reports and ideas and stuff like that. So look for my videos in the videos tab of Beasts of Prey, or you can find me directly on YouTube. If you click one of my videos, if you're watching one of my videos right now in the videos tab, go ahead and click on my profile name, and my YouTube channel is listed right on my profile. Come check me out. I do a lot of reviews on the different games. I do a lot of indie titles. I'm a real big indie guy. I love supporting our indie developers, okay? Because they're the ones that can do the imaginable. They're the ones that's not constricted by corporations and, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. Bull. That's why I love indie developers. They're like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. You want to make a game where you can go and pee on dogs? Yeah, we're going to make it. We're going to do it. AAA games won't do that. So I'm a big supporter on indie games. You're going to find a lot. You're going to see Stompin' Lands. You're going to see The Forest. You're going to see Beasts of Prey. You're going to see 7 Days to Die. You're going to see all that on the channel. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. And if you guys have any other suggestions or anything, if you want something to appear in a video, if you want one of your suggestions or comments to appear, definitely head on over to my channel where you can make a direct comment in the comment section, and I will check those out. And you never know, you might be featured in episode 2. Until then, I hope you guys take care. And once again, devs, 2 thumbs up. Continue being cool. Continue interacting with your community, and you will always have the support of Fat Planet LP. Congratulations on a great title, guys, and I look forward to hopefully a long development relationship with you guys. So you guys take care, and game on.